Sue, we've been looking at community gardens for the last couple of months, haven't we?
Been around a few places, Simon, and they're all different. They've all got different ideas, different values. Community gardens
Different types of land.
Exactly, a reflection of what the community needs.
Yep.
And so we're heading out to Yokine. Mustard Seed Community Gardens, actually established in 2014 by the Yokine Baptist Church. To tell us about it, Lorraine Carter. Good morning.
Hi, Lorraine.
Good morning. How are you?
Yeah.
Sue? How are you, Simon?
Yeah, well, thank you.
Now, fantastic vision of, I've seen some gorgeous photos of Mustard Seed Community Garden. I love the name, by the way. I think it's fantastic. It took a while. You got funding, but your vision became a reality. Tell us why the garden was started.
We wanted to sort of have a community hub, I suppose you could say. We wanted the area to have a place to come and really find connection with each other. I think the suburb itself is so large and so populated that there's just so much there. There's so much community there, but there's a real but just more. There's just not that opportunity to actually talk to each other. You're out in the morning, straight to work, back home. You don't really have opportunities to have community. So the option of coming down, having some activities, having a cup of tea, chatting, learning about plants as well is a really nice way to actually get to know people in the area.
The interesting thing about Mustard Seed Community Garden is you already had the land. The land is actually at the church, whereas many of our others have had to identify an area and then get permission to use it.
Yes, so we were really lucky in that regard. We had this old, disused basketball court out the front that was just begging for something to be done with it. It's lovely and exposed to the front there, right on Blythe Avenue intersection there, and people can see it from the road as they're driving past. We've had a lot of people sort of go, oh my goodness, this is amazing, as they drive past, and that's been a really great way of being able to do advertising without having to advertise, really. And we also had a little plot out the back that was sort of like an old backyard, big old lemon tree that was sitting there, and so we had some little garden beds put in there out the back as well that a lot of people don't know about, so that's a nice little surprise when they turn up too. So.
It is a very prominent location. You can see it on the way to the pool. Hey, Lorraine, when you talk about events and activities, what are some of the structured things you do for people?
We have, in the past, we've had composting days where we've had little workshops that they can come in and learn how to compost. We've had, what else have we done? I'm trying to rack my brain. We've had, just seasonal planting days where we sort of work through the seasons and plan out what we're doing in that regard. So, we've kept quite consistent with seasonal planting and things like that. So, that's been our main thing.
It's so important. We talk, and I think one thing we don't talk about, Simon, we talk about it often between you and I, how important gardening is to your mental health and having a common interest. So it's people that you wouldn't otherwise talk to come down together and just start chatting. Gardening is a really good conduit for that.
Yep.
It is. It is. We have a lot of people pop in and say, oh, I grew up on a farm, or my parents had an amazing backyard, and now I live in this little apartment with a balcony or a little 2x4 corner, and I yearn for space, and I yearn for doing something in the garden again, and it gives them that opportunity to come down and get their fingers dirty and get.
We need those
revived.
microbes. We need those microbes underneath the fingernails.
Yeah,
What's looking amazing at the moment at Mustard Seed?
Oh golly, we've got sunflowers up. We just harvested a whole load of Brussels sprouts, and which were a bit out of season. Those ones, they were a bit odd, but our pumpkins are coming along nicely. We've got some beautiful big Jack pumpkins and butternut pumpkins. What else have we got? The herbs are just ongoing, just picking constantly. I've just picked some spring onions, and I've also just done a planting as well, so we've got some new little seedlings in for winter as well. So so we've got lots of little things people can come down and pick over, and
How do people find you, Lorraine? Is it through Facebook or turning up and knocking on the door?
Yes, so absolutely. We've got a Facebook page, and we've also got our website there as well, mustardseed.org. The gates are always open. That's one of our policies, is the gates are always open. You can wander down 24/7 and have a little wander through. Blythe Avenue and Flinders is very, very easy thoroughfare. You can wander in any time. So, and the big fluorescent green wall, you can't miss it from a mile away.
Yeah, no, it certainly stands out. Lorraine, well done. Really nice to have a chat to you today. Keep up the good work.
Thank you so much. Lovely to talk to you.
You too. Lorraine Carter, the Mustard Seed Community Garden, which does stand out. Corner of Blythe and Flinders. Yokine is a highly urbanised area, isn't it? So a lot of apartments, a lot of townhouses. Beautiful big golf course and a big hill. Yeah. But that's a private golf course. So this is very different to the other ones. This is more like a place where you just catch up and have a chat. It's a community place.
It's almost like a community drop-in for all ages,
very
isn't
much
it?
so.
And that's where I think that if you feel comfortable in a space, Simon, then you start to talk. You start to find relaxation in an area, and I think that's so important and very different. This is an area where you can where you can already have the space and just enjoy it. So great to hear. Sunflowers are looking gorgeous. The wind is interesting. I thought about your Brussels sprouts when Lorraine was talking about her Brussels sprouts, wanting to know how yours were going.
Yeah, they're going okay. Haven't seen a Brussels sprout yet, but they're nice and green and strong.
Take months for Brussels sprouts.
What do you mean months?
Oh, I mean months. Plural.
Results.
Months. Remember the S? There's no
results soon, immediately.
There's no instant gratification when it comes to Brussels sprouts.
We've talked to community gardens that have staff. We've talked to them that are very events focused. Some of them are physical facility focused, but they're all very different. But they're all about people coming together and enjoying it with that, as you say, that common language of horticulture and gardening. Well done, Sue. I look forward to next week's instalment in our community garden segment. Thanks for listening. It's 7:45, or it's 14 minutes to 8.